Hello people, you're welcome to ProUp Masterclass. My name is Tola Alabi. In today's class, I'm going to be telling you one sure way to kill your brand. Now I'm going to try to make this class very short and get straight to the point. Very recently, Falz the Bad Guy, a Nigerian music artist, put out a post on Instagram promoting his upcoming album, Moral Instruction. And his post I found pretty interesting. Moral Instruction, the album, out January 15, 2019. Artwork by legendary artist Lemi Garioku. Now, it really caught my attention because it made me think, how many of us as graphic designers have our clients give us credit for the work we do? How many of you have had a client release a logo and say the artwork was done by so and so artist? Now, a lot of us as graphic designers do not have a problem when we're not giving credit for our work. But that's the one main reason why a lot of graphic designers do not end up being iconic. And that is one sure way of killing your brand as a designer. Not asserting yourself and not informing the client that you want to get credit for your work. Getting credit for your work as a graphic designer is very important. Now, I've heard of Lemi Garioku. I heard of him many years back, and he was the designer for Fela Anikulapo Kuti while he was still alive. He did about 29 of his album covers. And one thing that I found interesting about him was the fact that he was very assertive about getting his credit for the work he did on Fela's work. It was said that he usually put his name and his picture on the back of the album covers, or Fela's album covers. And I found that very interesting, because rarely would you find clients that would give you the liberty to put your photo on the artwork you've done for them. But we can see here that this is something that has helped Lemi Garioku in the years after Fela's death. Because after Fela's death, a lot of people took interest in his work. A lot of people took interest in the style of art, and he has become world famous. So getting credit for your work is highly important. I cannot overemphasize the importance of getting credit for your work. If there's any New Year resolution you are making for yourself today, is to ask your client to give you credit for your work. When you do a logo for a client, always try to ask the client to give you credit for your work. Now, you might think you are getting paid and that's good enough, but getting paid is not enough. Getting paid would give you money momentarily, but it doesn't secure your brand for the future. So you must make sure that you get paid, and you get paid in terms of credit that is given to you for your work. That is why I have a big problem working with advertising agencies and big brands, because they normally come with contracts that you have to sign, and you have to sign off being able to claim those works as yours in your personal portfolio. And I think that is just really, really sad. I was talking to a designer friend of mine a couple of days ago, and he was going to work for this big brand, and they asked him to sign a contract. And you must take note of the part of the contract that states ownership and usage. You must take note, because in that part of the contract, it normally states that you are not allowed, you are giving up the copyright to the client, and you as the agency or the designer are not allowed to use that work in marketing your portfolio or marketing your business. Now, I think we as designers should be very careful in signing such agreements or going into such contracts with organizations or with companies, with agencies, because it's killing your brand, and you must be very careful. I think no one can pay you enough to give you credit for your work. As I said earlier, when you get paid, it's good for you now. But the thing is, when you get paid to take your name off your work, it could impoverish you for the rest of your career. So think about it very well before you sign off your ownership and usage of your work totally to the client. You have to do something to enable you to live a legacy. And it's also something that is very bad for the industry itself. There are a lot of Nigerian brands out there that I try to research, and it's very difficult, if not impossible, to find the designers that worked on most of these brands. And that's just really sad, because a lot of them sign off their credit for the work. And what's most ridiculous is they're not even paid well enough to sign it off. If you are going to sign off your credit for the work and say, look, don't credit me for this work I've done, then you better be paid well enough. But if you're not being paid well enough, it's not just good enough for your name to be erased from your work, because you never know what this work is going to be, or where this work is going to go, where this product, what this product is going to be worth in the future. So you as a designer must always see to it that you are given credit. That's the only way you can become a brand to reckon with, an iconic brand. And you give the future generation something to reference. So you must make sure that your clients always give you credit for your work. One good example is in the area of music videos. Now, in the mid 90s, mid early 90s, music videos were made and nobody ever knew who was making the music videos. Well, I never knew who was making the music video until the mid 90s, when a man named Hype Williams started putting his name on his music video. And I kept on thinking, who is Hype Williams? Why does his name keep coming up on videos? And I got to realize that he was a music video director. And he was one of the first music video directors to start putting his name on music videos. And you can see that a lot of Nigerian music video directors started doing that too. It started with DJT. I see Clarence Peters does it every time now. And because of that, their brands have become more valuable. When you see the name of a particular music video director on a video, it gives that video more value, it gives that artist more value. But that is because the music video director has decided to assert himself and give credit to himself for doing that video. Or else the industry would have been something, the music video directing industry would have been nothing to reckon with, if not for people like Hype Williams, DJT, Clarence Peters, that decided to be putting themselves out there and to say, look, we did this work. And you can see even music producers do it now. They put their name out there. People that mix records do it now. So it's very important that we also, as graphic designers, try to get credit for our work. It is one thing I'm going to work on this year. Make sure it's getting credit for your work, because you never know who is going to be researching that work and who is going to be contacting you from the research they've done from the work. Now, I really hope you've gotten something from this class, and I hope this class has been of value to you. Now, if you have any questions concerning getting credit for your work, please let me know. Leave a comment below. If you think the client is justified to ask you to sign off getting credit for your work, then leave a comment and let me know. Please remember to share this video and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next class.